Hey guys, what's today? Wednesday. Good to have you guys here. This is the Build Your Brand / Mastermind, Build Your Brand evolving to mastermind.com and platform. I have so many cool things I want to share today. I had to jump in here myself. I want to do a little teaching. I want to do a little share. I'm going to do a little hot seat here from someone that was just where you were. And I think it's going to be huge and amazing impact. Hey, everybody, if you're here in the States, oh my God, this is the day after Election Day, and it is insanity, and it is crazy, and there's no way I can go without at least mentioning it. No matter where you are in the world, I'm sure you've been a part of this. And I want to share this. Before I get to it, I'm going to give you mastermind updates. We're going to do a hot seat here. We're going to do some really cool stuff, some things that are going to blow your mind. For those of you that are our founders, who are our elite members, who jumped into mastermind.com, first early adapters, I got something so special coming for you guys, you're going to freak out. And because I'm so thankful for you having, so is Tony, so is Russell, having faith in us, right? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about there's still sales being made nonstop every single week, but wait till you see where we're going. Oh my God, you're going to be so thankful that you had faith in us and you took uncomfortable action and jumped in. But before we get there, I got it. What's up, everybody? Hey, PJ and Deborah and Pamela and Michelle and Jennifer and Feminine Fire. Love the name. Nicole, Jennifer M. I got to bring up the election. And here's why I got to bring it up. You know, if you watch CNN, Donald Trump is a racist. He's a crook, and he's going to ruin our world, ruin our country. And if you watch Fox, then Biden is a crook and a racist and going to ruin our world. It was just crazy, right? It's not the kind of thing you even want to teach your kids. Like, you think that we could have more elegance in this. And I just want to say, it doesn't matter if you're all the way left, you're all the way right. You're a little left, a little right, or you're in the middle, right? I think there's two things we could take away from this. One is we all need to be more kind. I have friends that are really liberal and left, and I have friends that are really conservative, right? But we don't have to be bad people. We don't have to be rude. I guess that's one thing that really I came away with this. And the other thing I want to say is this, and this is where I might get a little to the point, is I went almost a decade without watching news. And I have watched this because I think it's really important for our country. And I did get sucked into this. But here's what I want to share, is no matter what your beliefs are, is no matter who, right now they don't even know who the president is, right? I mean, it seems like they know what direction they're going. But do you think anything's going to change for you? I don't think, not with this group. This is an amazing group. You guys are action takers. You're here on a Wednesday night spending time. Like, there's nothing going to change for you. There's nobody waving a magic wand. There's nobody fixing your stuff. There's nobody paying off your debt, starting your business, making you not feel like an imposter, doing the work for you, going in your head and helping you take uncomfortable action. There's nobody doing shit for you. There's no one coming to save you. And I know you know this, but this is what I want to share with everyone. Like, doesn't matter when the dust settles, we're still us. If we want to fix the economy, we need to fix the economy in our home by taking uncomfortable action, to be resourceful as hell, relentlessly resourceful. If we want to fix racism, we start in our families, our friends, and the people we love. If we want to fix kindness, we need to be more kind, right? The top's not going to fix us. We need to fix from the bottom going up, right? I got to tell you this story. If you saw my my Instagram, you might know this, but it's a true story. I got to tell you this. My son, I mean, let's just face it. My son's not growing up. I have two sons now and my daughter, but my son's going to be 12 next month. And he's not growing up with hardship. I'm just being honest. Like, I did grow up in a trailer park. I did grow up with hand-me-downs. I did grow up going to school sometimes with no lunch money. That's not my little dude. He's not living that. So I have to create stuff to do. And I mean, the truth is we have someone that helps clean our house. We have someone that mows the lawn. Like, I got to make stuff up because we also know kids that don't do anything, don't appreciate stuff. They become entitled. And the last thing this world needs is 2 more entitled kids. So I have my kids do their own laundry, right? I got to make up stuff to do. I do, right? And they're accountable for it. And they don't get their allowance unless they do the stuff that they're supposed to do, right? And in life, you don't pay your mortgage. They come take your house. If you don't pick up your room and do your laundry, you don't get an allowance. You don't get to do the fun stuff, right? I know you get that. So I hear my son, and he's literally upstairs screaming my daughter's name. Her name is Brianna. He's like, Bree, Bree, at the top of his lungs, right? And I'm like, what the heck's going on? I thought something happened to him. I run upstairs. He's standing in front, because he has to do his laundry. He's standing in front of the washing machine. His school clothes and everything are piled in, and he's standing there screaming. I'm like, dude, what's up? He's like, there's no laundry detergent. I'm like, what do you mean there's no laundry detergent? I said, why are you screaming at Bree? Because I wanted her to get some. And I said, wow. I said, there's none here. Where can you get some? He goes, I don't know. I said, if you had to know, where would you go? And they have their own little laundry room by their room. And then we got like our main laundry room where there's detergent downstairs. I said, if you had to know, he goes, probably downstairs. And I literally went, oh, like the sky parted. I said, okay. So if you were solution oriented, where would you go get it? And he said, downstairs, I'd go get it. I said, buddy, I want to tell you something. This is your laundry. It's no big deal. I'll go down with you. We'll get it. We'll come up here. I'll help you. And then we'll go do something fun. But I got to teach you a lesson right now. In life, no one's coming to save you. This is just laundry detergent. But when you're older, you can't scream for me or scream for your sister or expect the government or a president or a leader to do your shit, to pay your bills. Like, you're on your own. And when you accept that as the most freeing thing in the world, I say, I know you're only 11, it might seem heavy, but I'm telling you right now, the way you get ahead in life is when you take full responsibility. When shit goes sideways or you procrastinate or you don't take action, it doesn't work, it's on you. And when you work harder than anybody else and you take uncomfortable action and you push forward and you have success, that's on you too. I said, why were you the best baseball player on your team when you were younger? Like, he hasn't played now with COVID, and he's getting back into it, and he broke his leg on our trampoline, so now he's got a cast up to here, unfortunately. But why were you the best? Were you the best because you stood around? Best because you got lucky? No, because we practiced every single night. You worked when no one was watching. You had to take ownership. You can't blame the coach for not playing you because you're, eating too much ice cream and not practicing. Like, this is on you. And I know that's a heavy conversation for an 11-year-old. But I've been having conversations like that since they were little, and I'm watching them grow into it. And that's the thing I want us to share with everybody. It is on us. Like, bailout. Have you ever been bailed out? Has anybody ever come in and said, no, we got this? And I think we're putting so much on who's going to be a president here in the United States, like it's going to affect us. It's not going to affect us in any way. Yes, it'll affect us, some of us, if taxes change, but I'm talking about the initiation, the launch, the start, the uncomfortable action, taking control, taking care of your family, protecting your family. There's nobody doing it, so why are we going so obsessive? Let's become better humans and push up and make sure that we push that our elected officials are better than what we have right now. That's all I could say is I want better choices. When I saw when the 2 candidates were debating and my kids watched, I got done and I was like, I'm sorry, guys. Legit, I'm sorry. You deserve better choices. And that's just the way I feel. I might, some of you might not feel the same way, but when I take ownership of me, and now that I don't even care anymore, I'm done. I'm not watching the news. I'm going back on a news diet. I am over it. And I'm back focused on, I've always been focused, but I'm focused on me taking care of my family, setting a precedent, and you're part of my family, right? And that's why, one of the reasons I want to jump in here. So, okay, that's my rant. That was my rant. If you want to see, I have another little rant like that on my Instagram page. Okay, here's what I want to tell you. We have so many founders. We have those of you that are elite members. Thank you. Thank you for having faith in us, joining mastermind.com, getting your course up or having it almost up and ready. It was our beta launch, and oh my God, it came out. In the first week, 20-something hundred of you uploaded your course. Within the first couple weeks, over 2,000 sales happened. Oh my God, right? And I just want to tell you, we recognize that you're early adopters. Your feedback is what's on mastermind.com, the platform and directory that's up right now. All your feedback has given us a list, like we have a list here and a list on the bottom of this page of all the improvements and tweaks we were making. I thought we'd be done with them by today or this week, but we still need a little more time. So I want to tell you, if you're part of our founders, you're part of our elite group, I'm going to go live again in the next 2 weeks. And I'm going to give you the biggest surprise you could ever imagine. I'm going to reward you for being early adopters in a way that's going to blow your mind. So thank you. Thank you in advance. No, if you know anything about Tony and myself, I don't think we've ever under-delivered on anything we've ever promised, and we're going to over-deliver in a massive way because you took action, and we know it. And when you see what we're going to do on one side of like, thank you, look at this, the opportunity, the offer that you have is going to blow, I don't want to give too much away. Just know that we have something insane for you, okay? For those of you, also, so you're getting that. But then we're also doing so many cool things, right? From able to help you and put up your own business logo, unique email support for potential buyers, your own dedicated marketplace directory page. We're going to update the Mastermind order page and selling section, which includes your name, contact. So many seamless, cool things coming. I got a laundry list here. We got a whole new enhanced live session and platform. We have a whole new training process, a deeper, making it easier training process so we can keep you engaged. We have deeper FAQs. We're going to continue the trainings that we're doing. How-to videos, how-to articles. Oh my God, there's so much stuff coming. Help you be more compliant. Help you with customer service as you grow. Like, going to blow your mind because we know what you need. Like what mastermind.com is going to evolve and be the leader in this marketplace, be the leader in this space, is we're going to go the place where people start and launch. This is how you get up, and look how quick, over 2,000 of you were up on mastermind.com with your course in the first week. This is the place you can get up, but this is the place people are going to go for real people offering real things, like the Etsy of self-education. We're not going to compete with Masterclass that you have to be perfect and polished and be a movie star and have the perfect video. No, people are just going that want stuff. I told you, you guys probably know this. My wife has already bought 3 courses. My wife shifted our whole eczema plan for my son, and my son's doing really well with his eczema right now. My wife shifted everything because of Jamie, a girl that created a course on that. My daughter's taking an art class that she loved, and they're both doing other things too, right? My team has already bought stuff that they're using, and thousands of you are buying there. Now remember, this is the part I want to tell you, and this is the part I can't wait to share with you. 2 things. So if you're a founding member right now, if you're an elite member, within 2 weeks, we'll have another training like this, and I will tell you what we've done to say thank you, and plus give you all the upgrades and all the changes that we're doing. So stay put, amazing things coming your way for that. For those of you, and we get so many people asked that didn't jump in, because you can't enter. We're not letting new people in. We want to make these shifts happen first, right? We're not letting new courses. We're pushing people there to buy, but we're not letting new people in for courses. And we had so many people ask, if you would like to be on our waiting list when we open back up, and I'm guessing we're going to open up in about 3 weeks. 2 weeks, we'll announce to our alumni, our founders, maybe a week after, open it back up to the world, and the flood of people going there. And if you could put this in the chat, somebody to help me, mastermindalert.com. So it's just mastermindalert.com. And it's just like name and email, and I think maybe a phone number. And then when we go live again and you can access, we'll send you a reminder, excuse me, and say, hey, Mastermind is open again. Literally the last time I went live, we had like hundreds, maybe over 1,000 people like, how do I get in? I can't get access right now. You know we want to do it right when we won't take your money right now for new people. But our founders, you are going to get celebrated and rewarded because you jumped in when I told you we were hitting the criteria and then we're going to shut it down. I told everybody we were doing that. We were going to put several thousand, thousands of people in. When we got to a certain limit, we were going to shut it down and perfect it with that team while they're making sales, which are happening every week. We did that, exactly what we said. Now we're going to open it back up. So just go to Mastermind Alert. Yeah, thank you guys. MastermindAlert.com when we're done here. And that's what I wanted to share with that. Now, here's something really cool. We have higher level programs. We have programs that we get to work with you, right? I'm not offering that to you today, not selling it to you. I just want to tell you, we have high level programs where you got to do the work to make things happen. If you're a part of KBB, if you're, part of Mastery or part of Elite, you have the opportunity to work with our team to do the work with you, to help make sure you carry this across the finish line. It's called our Masteries program. Long story short, I do some hot seats in those, right? I'm not selling this to you today. Nothing to sell today. Nothing. Just here to serve. In the Mastery program, I do hot seats where we get hundreds of people on Zoom that are in our Mastery program, and we pick somebody. We pick somebody that's got a story or a process or something they did that could positively affect everybody. And we did one last Monday, and we did it with a whole bunch of people. But our first person that I did a hot seat with was a lady, amazing woman named Del Jane. And Del Jane inspired me so much because she is the epitome of uncomfortable action. You're going to see that. I don't want to take too much away. She has done amazing already on the Mastermind platform, but probably different than you think. Imagine feeling nervous. Is this going to work? I've never done this before. I just have been obsessed with it, but not formally educated on this, but should I? And then just took this uncomfortable action, put it up, and I'm going to let her share. But here's what I want a couple of things. You'll realize, just like at the beginning of my story, she wasn't hoping somebody did it for her. She didn't expect somebody to fix it. She didn't expect sales would happen on their own. She took the most uncomfortable action. She was scared to death. Wait till you hear the story of when she hit send. It was like, oh, I can't believe I hit send. I can't wait for you to see that, right? But I want you to be inspired. I want you to look for a few things. I want you to be inspired, like somebody doing something that you want to do. Look how someone took uncomfortable action. Look how scared they were. Look at the results they had. And also look at some of the actions they took that you could model. I think this is so important at this phase. Now, remember, if you're not a part of Mastermind.com right now, and you're still here with us, it's okay. We're a couple weeks away from opening back up and having the opportunity for training and all that stuff. Just stay with us. Stay inside the Mastermind.com Facebook group. Keep the energy going alive there. Keep exploring. And know that that more great stuff is coming. If you're alumni, if you're a founder, if you're part of Elite, look at this through a different lens on what's possible for you. What's possible when you take the action, when you don't just become addicted to learning, you become addicted, excuse me, to implementation. And just seeing a regular, oh my God, a regular, amazing, awesome, imperfect, scared, incredible lady, incredible woman, take action. Mike, if you could play that, watch the whole thing, and then I'll jump back on here in the end. Without further ado, I want to bring on Del Jane. Del Jane, are you there? And I hope I said your name right. And I know it takes my team a moment to find them, so I'll let them work, but I want to share a little bit about Del Jane. Here's a cool thing. She's KBB member, obviously a part of this group, and she's made 28 sales and has generated $36,431 so far. Can we give it up for Del Jane? And I have, look at, this is my team, the prep they do. This is all on Del Jane. I read this, I don't know if you could see all these, wait, let me move it this way. Oh yeah, all these papers are about Del Jane, her past, the evolution, but I would just love to get her on and have you guys meet her, and we'll dig into what she's done, how she's marketing, and how she made this real. Del Jane, are you with us? Or did we lose her? Oh, there you are. Are you unmuted?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for joining us. Are you in London right now?
Yes, I am.
And
yes.
What time is it for you?
It's for us, I think, just past 7 o'clock.
Great. Well, thank you for taking your evening and being with us. What'd you think of that first training? Did that hit home in any way?
Oh yes, absolutely. I hate every time you say something about that. I was actually just taking that training earlier today, and I think it was in module 5 of KBB, and I was thinking this is exactly what I need to do. And the discipline bit is really hit home.
Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us today. And you heard the goals today. I love the fact of saying that you've generated $36,000 and you're making an impact. And that's amazing. It gives everybody hope, right? It's the Roger Bannister 4-minute mile. But what I want to do today, I'd love to know a little bit about your story so people can resonate with you. But then I'd love to dig into maybe instead of the wide net of all the things you've done, maybe there's just a few or even one thing that you feel could really help out this group. Maybe if you were going to share one thing with the you of 2 years ago or the you of a year ago, what would be that one thing or two things that you'd share that would help them move the needle? Is that cool?
Yeah, it's great.
Great. So I'd love to hear a little bit about your backstory. I have it all in front of me, but I'll let you share. And if I have a question or I think a question that the audience, that our family here has, I'll ask.
Great, thank you. So I originally come from Egypt, and I'm half Egyptian, half Kurdish, hence that name. So I moved to the UK like around 12 years ago, and because I got married to an Icelandic guy who lived in the UK, so I moved to the UK. And unfortunately, when I came, it was the year of the credit crunch. So I arrived here at a very difficult time after I was very well established back home, and I had to start from scratch. And it was a bit of a challenge because I was told very openly that, sorry, this is a difficult time. There isn't enough for people from the UK. So it's quite difficult for us even to give the jobs to people from outside of the UK, very openly like that. So I had to work really hard to get to the point that I established my level of work here. And I'm a business transformation consultant. So in a couple of years, I was already back on track, and I was helping Fortune 100 organizations with transforming their HR practices and creating shared services centers and changing their business model and stuff like that. So I worked in this, and I was doing really, really well and financially and everything, but I just got to a point where I felt like I'm almost selling my soul, I was not doing anything else other than just working on the project. And I came to a point that I was really feeling unhealthy, and I would finish a project and I would need like 6 or 7 months break just to get myself back on track and be able to work again. And I realized that I'm just living like maybe 30% of my life like that. And that's not sustainable. So I decided to leave this field, but I was not sure where to go. And the only thing that I had in common was that I thought, okay, I am kind of like coaching the executives to accept the change, so into transformation. So I decided to go into transformational coaching. And I started this, but I was still feeling that there is something missing, that when you feel like, yes, I'm supposed to be happy now, but I'm not. And so I came across KBB just before the World Summit. I attended the Pivot event those few days. It was really great. And when I listened to you and Tony talking about the vision, it really hit home for me. It was like, it really got into my heart. And I thought, yes, that's exactly what I want to do. And I just signed up for the mastery. And after I've done that, I started right away going into KBB. I did not know about KBB before. But I think in the World Summit, a couple of things were very important for me. And it's related to what you said earlier, Dean, about the mindset, how important it is. So the mindset is key. It was very difficult for me to go into the sales bit. So when you talked about the sales and how we should see that, and how that we really need to believe that we are offering something that is almost like it's bad, it's almost criminal, that we're not letting it out. It just, for me, changed my mindset a lot. And another mindset change that was very, very useful for me is what Tony said about perfection, because I was one of these people who like think, oh, I'm a perfectionist and I need to do everything great. And when Tony said that this is the lowest standard, it really hit me. And I started thinking about it, and I realized that I was actually hiding behind perfection. And what was behind that was my fear of inadequacy, my fear of failing. And I just wanted to make sure that I'm doing everything properly and plugging every hole, you know, so that no one comes and says you did something wrong, or I get embarrassed or anything like that. And it was such an important realization for me. Fast forward, I started to KBB, and I'm walking back. I'm attending one of the pre-training where Rocky was saying the lowest hanging fruit, and just start with that. And what can you talk about for half an hour without preparation? And I found, okay, obviously my business, I can do that, but also spirituality. And I've been doing for 15 years, I've been doing all sorts of workshops, digging into all sorts of different things. And I thought, yeah, and that's a limiting belief right there. I thought, yeah, but no one would care or invest into spirituality at the moment. Why would anyone invest into that at a time where people don't have money? And can't you see on the Facebook page that people who are coming out there saying that they made a sale or did well, they were basically just have to have a course that makes people make more money? So I thought, I can't do that. I need something more substantial, you know? And once I was walking back from the gym, and I was listening to Stu McLaren's session about, it's called Beta Launch Formula. And he said, this is such a simple thing. And if you do that, so many people dismiss it because it is so simple, right? And I was having all of this stuff in the back of my mind, you know, all of what you said, what Tony said, what the team said. And I thought, this is very simple. Why don't I just implement that? Right? I can just go in and do that. So I arrived home, I just went straight on my computer, and I went on Facebook. I don't have a lot of presence on social media, and I don't interact a lot. I need to change that. So I went in and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna choose people that I know have been attending with me workshops before, and I'm just gonna target them. So I created a group of these people, and I said, guys, I am thinking about creating a mastermind to dig deeper into different areas of consciousness that, you know, I have been studying over the years. And I listed down all those things. So things like lucid dreaming, astral projection, remote viewing, very woo stuff. Okay? And I was actually addressing people who were advanced meditators, because this is for people who are already seekers and they're already meditating and they want to know more about what they're capable of, what they can do with consciousness. And so I said that, and I said, we're going to create a Facebook group, because this can be quite a lonely ride with this type of exploration. And if you're interested, DM me, okay? And I just pressed send, and I just ran away from the computer and went to change and do my thing. And the inner villain hit me, and he said, "Are you crazy? What are you doing? You don't have a course. You don't know the mastermind platform. You just started 3 weeks ago. What are you doing?" and you have, and I was thinking, like, you have the signature program in a couple of weeks. Shouldn't you spend the time to think about that? Shouldn't you use your time to prepare for the signature program that you spent so much time, so much money on, and you need to make it good? And it started bringing all these things up. "You're crazy, DJ. You shouldn't have done that." It kept saying that. And then I went to my computer like in an hour or something, and I just pressed just to see, maybe someone said like or something. And then I looked, and there were already 12, 13 people said they're in 1 hour. And I was like, okay,
Wait, before we go any further, don't lose that mark. Can we give it up for her for being brave? Seriously? Like, let's give a next level hand and love because you inspire all of us. I have so many notes I can't wait to share, but I want you to keep going. I don't want you to learn that momentum. I want you to get back in that state when you were afraid to look and all of a sudden there was 13 people.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, oh my God, am I going to do this? You know, because in the post I was saying, if I have enough people, I will do it. So there was always like in my mind, maybe I won't do it. But I thought they will DM me. If no one says anything down there, I will just pretend that I changed my mind. It will not be too embarrassing. So I got like that, like 12, 13 people in there, and they all say, I'm in. And then in 2 hours, I got like 10 more. In 24 hours, I got 36 people in my first 24 hours. And I thought, okay, I am doing this. And then 2 days later, it was like another 10. And I haven't done anything. And I know that the post I have sent did not reach all of the people I've sent it to because I usually am not active on Facebook. So the algorithm does not, you know, if people are not following you, they don't always get stuff from you. And I was like blown away. And then, oh my God, I better start working on this then. So I sat down, started creating the slides. I went on Mastermind and tried to see, okay, what can I do? How does it work, you know? And it was the thing that I wanted also to mention here is it was important for me to bring it on Mastermind, okay? I could put this on my website and not worry about the details or just how it will work and the currency conversion and all of this. But I took a conscious decision to put it on Mastermind because first of all, it's a great training to do it, to start, even though I don't need it at the moment. But at the same time, I felt that if we're building something, we need to commit to it. And it might cause me inconvenience in the beginning. It might cost me a little bit more money here and there. But the reality is that the success of KBB is part of my success. And if people do great in KBB and they go and say, what's your background? And they say KBB, that's good for me, right? And if we don't support each other and the platform and all of these things to make it better, right? And kind of like test it on each other, we're not going to get to the point that we remove the curtains and say, voila, look at us, we're great, you know? So that's one thing I just wanted to mention here. But then I created the Facebook group and the team were like, they're on fire, they're great. I have added also their spouses. So some of them, their spouses are also meditators. And I knew because it's virtual, they're going to be sitting next to them and attending anyway. So I said, why don't you, I'm going to add your spouse as well. So I wanted them to feel that they can do the practice together at home and make it something to get them closer to each other. So now and I started doing, I need to tell you this. So I was going ahead with the KBB and I was modeling you when you were talking about making sure that the right people are in the mastermind and all of this. So I started like acting like, you know, I'm someone that's like professional now. So I started having like calls with them and checking out if there's anything they say that I feel that would not align with what we want to have. I want people really hardcore to work and to think about that. I don't want them to be worried about, no, I can't practice like this. I don't have time. So anyone who started talking in this direction about whether they can make it or not with time and things like that, I put them on a waiting list. And I was surprised that actually I ended up taking much less people than I had interest. I thought I'm going to take anyone who's interested. But the reality is that once it kicked in, something else kicked in me that it said, well, you need to do a great job, DJ, and you really need to do something good. And to create this value for these people, you should also prepare a proper environment for them with the right people, with the right group. And this is what's happening at the moment. It's like on fire in the Facebook group. They're really all in. They're very engaged. And I've sold it out. So I closed the mastermind and and here I am.
Let's give it up again. Seriously, thank you for sharing that. Listen, tell me, I got to ask you, say heck yes in the chat if this is not only helpful, but inspiring in a huge way. Because here's the thing, beyond inspiring, I have so many notes. And the one thing that you did that I know everybody, all the heck yeses are coming in, everybody wants to have more of, and maybe you can borrow this today, is she took incredibly uncomfortable action immediately. Do you understand? She's done all this since the World Summit. Okay, the World Summit was like 3 weeks ago. All of this has happened since the World Summit, and none of it was elegant. None of it was perfect. She took uncomfortable action before she had a course, before she had it set up on Mastermind, right? And I know so many people are asking about Mastermind. Mastermind is our platform, most all of you know, where we're working on it right now. We're not accepting anybody new because we're making some cool upgrades, but all of you, because you're in our next level program, have access to mastermind.com to upload your course when you're ready. If you don't have it, just email workshops@mastermind.com, workshops@mastermind.com, and they'll give you access. It's not open to the general public right now, even if they offered us whatever money, because we are making tweaks, and it is the place to put your mastermind, your course, your training for sale. We've worked our tails off to make it simple, but we're about to go to a whole nother level. You guys are going to freak out, and you guys all have it. So there's nobody on here that doesn't have it. Okay, I want to go through some notes that I took. So first, sales. You changed your mindset on sales, right? Isn't that, I'd love to hear it from you, but isn't that so freeing when you know it's service, right? Like those people those 36 people who signed up with you, you would have been doing all of them a disservice if you didn't offer your knowledge. And I love how that led right into thinking you have to have everything perfect, right? So let's stick with sales. Did that shift help you? And maybe you could share your thoughts on that with everybody.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the additional reasons why this was an issue for me with the sales is that because I'm used to working in big multinationals, I am used to the projects I get in, and I get a lot of money, but I'm paid by corporate. So the fact that I'm being paid by individuals was a shift for me. So I was kind of like almost embarrassed asking for money, feeling like, it's a course. So I was giving so much for free. I was supporting the same people that I put the course out to for almost 3 years now. Every single week, I'm dedicating 5 hours of my time to like host meditations for them and free healings and things like that. And for me, the shift into asking for money was a big deal. And I think one of the key things that you said were very important that shifted my mindset was the fact that you were saying about, if you believe in the value of what you're offering, then you would feel that you have to. You would almost like, if you go to somebody else, they won't take care of you. I will take care of you. So I want you to come to me, you know? So this feeling like that's what changed my mindset, because when I was before trying to, and the example you mentioned about your wife and the Italian food, you know, I thought that's exactly me. If I'm interested in something, I'll just say, you won't believe it. This is amazing. You got to do it, and stuff like that. And I thought, so what's the difference? The difference is that I'm not sure about what I'm offering. That was my position. And I thought, okay, DJ, then if this is your problem, make sure that you create something that is a lot of value and very high quality, so that you feed.
And this is really important, Deljane, that I think I want everybody to hear this. Deborah asked, you started this 3 years ago. You started in the industry of coaching and things 3 years ago, but this new thing is all started in the last 3 weeks, correct? In the last 3 to 4 weeks.
Correct.
When you shifted.
And coaching is only started in the past couple of years. I've only done my my website last July.
Yeah, but this new training that you just launched, this is brand new. And people didn't know that you did this sort of training, right?
No. I've never done it before.
You didn't have a massive following in this arena.
No.
Right? So it's really important to know, guys, like Deljane went and found people that she knew went to similar trainings, but this wasn't something she had done before. But here's something I wrote down too, is she said she had been studying this over the years. Think about that. So many of us, this goes along with perfectionism. She said what Tony shared about the lowest standard is perfectionism. Then she said this isn't something she never taught before. She had been studying it for years, but if she said she's going to sell this to somebody, she wanted to sell something she was really passionate about. And I can tell you're really passionate about this. So think of that combo. Is we all say, you know, I've just been studying this, but I've never taught it before. She overcame that and pushed forward. She pushed forward because she loves it so much. And she said, if I'm going to sell somebody, I'm going to sell something I love. Are those three things true?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I really want you to take away, because Deborah, that was a good question. Yeah, 3 years ago, she went into the coaching space, but this was something that was in her heart that she'd been studying for years. That's why when you put it out, I love the fact where you sent the DM to some people and then like ran away from the computer like it was going to see you, right? I understand. We all understand those feelings. We've all been there. Like, you hit, like, has anybody ever typed an email and then you hit like send and you're like, oh, I don't even want to see the reply. Like you have that feeling, but isn't that feeling being alive? Like, how did it feel when you came back and people wanted to embrace you? And I think that's the part that, and I'll ask you that, but I think that's the part we all need to overcome, is you have knowledge, experience, things you've been studying for years inside of you, and there's people this very minute that would love to have it. You just have to have the nerve to hit send.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
There was another thing. You said what some of the things that that stopped you in the past was fear of, did you say indecisiveness, right? Like you didn't want to, or inadequacy. You said you didn't want to be, you felt inadequate,
inadequacy, yes.
right? And you felt a fear of failing. That is the strong, let me just tell you, out of all of the things that'll hold you back, and I would write this down today, and I see people with amazing confidence in it, and you got it, but the thing that'll hold you back more than anything is the fear of feeling inadequate, or a fear of failing, or that you'll look stupid, or you'll let someone down. Those emotions are so strong that sometimes we don't realize we're sabotaging all the other pieces. This is the wrong time. It's the wrong platform. I don't know if I can figure out mastermind.com. I don't know if I have time for KBB. I don't know if I should get involved in that next level process. And can I really do a 3-day? Like, all of those things sometimes are based on the fact that there's fear lingering and your subconscious gives you excuses to be okay. You know, that's something I never really taught. I mean, I've been studying it for years. It's a part of my life, but I never really taught it. I mean, I could tell you were, as Tony said, a millimeter away from not trying it, right? I could tell almost because you hit send and then ran away, right?
I did, yes.
But I also love, again,
it's true.
Yeah, I also love that you said you followed your heart. And I think that's I think that's a really powerful thing for us all. The other thing I love, and this is one that I want to share with all of you, is we tend to overcomplicate. When it's all perfect, I'll finally say yes. You didn't have it up on Mastermind. You didn't even know what you were going to teach yet, right? You took imperfect, scary action and hit send on the DM. Sometimes we just have to jump in the game. Sometimes we have to get in and we might fumble the ball, but at least you're in the game, right? I mean, who here would feel nervous just like Deljane did? Who would feel nervous sending that direct message, right? You know that feeling. And who in here can envision what it would feel like if 2, 4, 7, or 13 people said, yeah, I'm in, right? Like, we got to keep those emotions and take that scary action. I love that we said, okay, here's another one. I'm sorry, I got so many notes, so I have to go through this. But I love how you said, you called it woo-woo stuff, right? Yeah, and I love how transparent you are, because sometimes when you live in that world, you forget that it's kind of woo-woo to other people, right? I know the first time I shared some stuff with my father in this same world, my dad's like, oh, you've been living on the West Coast too long. That's woo-woo. That was exactly the words my dad used, right? But here's the cool part. Her woo-woo stuff that she called it is so niche. 98% of the world probably doesn't even know what you teach exists. And that's okay.
Yeah.
She's not going after them. And then she even went one step further. And when I talk about repel those you don't want, there were some people that she said, maybe this isn't the time. And then all of a sudden, she has the ideal people that are going to be in a room with her, just like we have an ideal room. Like, I'm speaking the same language, I hope, of all of you. Laandra, I see you shaking your head, right? We're all talking the same language today. I don't feel uncomfortable in the slightest bit. If I was in a room with a bunch of accountants right now that were trying to learn how to do better Excel spreadsheets, they'd be looking at me like, who is this fool that doesn't use good grammar? And like, that's not who I'm talking to. So you have to realize that the world has grown so connected that we can push away most of the world and still put $36,000 or 36 people in a mastermind. That's the exact person she wants to talk to. Listen, Del Jane, when you walk in the room, they're going to be like, yay, before you say anything. Before you say one word, I want you guys to feel that. Like, I want you guys to feel that. She's not trying to convince my dad, who's never meditated or felt anything like that in his life, to convince him to go over. She's talking to people that already know, like, and trust it and want more of it, right? Doesn't that give you another level of confidence to say, yeah, I see Javier, like, sharing, like, imagine, just sharing what's in here. And all of a sudden, you don't have to be somebody different than just you. I love how you created a Facebook group. You took action. I wrote down the word brave. I love that you jumped in before it was perfect. You had proof of concept. Let me just ask you, this is the last part that I'd love for you to share. And I thought this was really powerful. You took uncomfortable action and got people to say yes. And then here's the thing I want to share with all of you that you don't see coming. And I know there's so many in here that have already done masterminds. So please know I'm talking about your next one for you guys, right? But there's something you said, and I love catching the little pieces between the big. You said, now that they put their faith in me, I know I got to deliver something amazing. You said it in your own words, but share a little bit more about that, because that's the part I want to tell everybody. When someone says yes to you and you think you're not going to deliver something amazing, you're wrong. Because that's when you go from this to like, okay, they're in. Okay, they gave me money. I'm going to knock their socks off. And that's when you go back to KBB. You go back to mastermind.com. You come back to our coaches. You go through your notes from Signature and like, oh, this is the stuff I learned from Signature. Oh, shit, I got to do. Like, isn't that a feeling that you're having right now?
Yeah, absolutely. And what happens is, I think what happens is that when people trust in you, it does something to you. It's almost like makes you want to be on the level that they have, thought you'd be on and more. It's something about wanting to serve that comes out of you, and you feel like, thank you. You're actually taking my mastermind. I've never done that before, and you're okay with that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're committing for such a long time. And you know what, guys? I'm just going to make you feel that your heart was right and you did the right decision, and I'll make this the best thing that you've ever attended. You just basically, I think you just feel that you want to rise to the responsibility. And I think you once mentioned this before, when we signed up for Mastery. You said, guys, some of you even signed up without even knowing the details. Remember? And
yes.
You said, thank you so much for having faith in us. And it was a similar feeling to this, right? Because I don't even have something prepared. No one even asked me what's your background, show me your credentials or anything like that. They just believe that, yes, we know her. We've seen she's been consistent. She's going to do it. And we're going to do this with you, right? And the other bit that I also wanted to underline, the bit about when you're saying repelling the people that are not suitable. When I was putting the name of the mastermind, In Pursuit of the Mystical, I knew that when I put this on the platform, people would say, what's that? And it might look like completely different from what we've learned that we should call a mastermind. And I knew that this is the right title for this audience. And it is important that we learn, but we also make sure that we have our individuality in what we learn. And that when we feel very sure about our audience, then we follow what the audience want, what our clients want. Even if we see somebody else doing something different, we need to trust that if we understand our audience, we're able to give them what they need, right? so that was another thing that I wanted just to make sure that people understand, so that if they feel that maybe they are inclined to write something different from what we've learned, we shouldn't all sound the same, right? We should keep our individuality in what we're doing.
Oh my God. Can we give it up for Del Jane just one more time? Seriously. I'm so proud of you. We're all proud of you, and you're such a great inspiration. I see Jack still has the heart. Thanks for, I think that's from the summit. You see, God, you're just such a great example of what everybody needs to hear. Like, I love the fact that you shared strategies today, but some of the things you shared today are beyond strategy, right? It's showing this is, listen, what you're sharing today, we want to share, our team wants to share, but isn't it great to see someone who is sitting alongside of you, someone who was nervous, someone afraid to hit send, someone who didn't have the course done, her website up yet, right? And I hope today does a few things. I hope you get inspired to send your own DM and whatever that means for you. Getting your course, your workshop, your mastermind listed up on mastermind.com. If you don't have an account yet, again, workshops at mastermind.com will help you get an account because you can't get access to it right now. Knowing that she just didn't set it and forget it, right? I tell everybody, mastermind.com is your software and your platform. And yes, there's been thousands of sales made by themselves. That's a true story. And we are launching a massive campaign, but we don't want people to rely on us. Del Jane sent the messages. She pushed people there to go order, right? So it's great if people find you on their own, but how much better is it that they find you on your own and you're driving your own people there, right? And then the last part is I really want you to know that what you're learning comes to life when your when your feet are on the fire. Meaning, Del Jane collected money. She sold this. And now what she's learning from Signature and KBB and World Summit and here today, it's not just this thing that's in a book anymore. It's not just your journal and notes anymore. It must come to life. And then all of a sudden, you're going to start seeing stuff like, oh my God, that's why they gave me that exercise in the pre-training. That's why they talked about niche 5 different times, because now I need to know my niche. Now I need to name it in a way that pushes people that don't know what I'm doing, because you don't want the wrong people in the room. And how do I narrow it down? How do I, like, all the things you're learning become real when you're kind of, you're in the frying pan. Like, now you have to deliver. And Del Jane, thank you for coming today. Thank you for sharing so much. Thank you for inspiring all of us. Thanks for taking uncomfortable action and being someone who can inspire all of us, including me. We work our tails off over here, and every time we get the chance to speak to someone who's putting it into play, it lights us up. Hey, do you see why I wanted you guys to see that? I've been using the words uncomfortable, imperfect action for so long, but you got to see it in place. Right? You got to see somebody go, I'm just putting it out there. Like, did you watch when she said she hit send and then was like, I don't know. What are they going to do? It's like she didn't even want to look at it. And I know that feeling. I've been there, and you can imagine that feeling, or you've been there, right? But she took uncomfortable, imperfect, courageous action. And now look at the impact she's making. And this is part of what you see that level of confidence now that she's talking about it? And this wasn't something she had done forever. She was the reporter. This was something that's a passion of hers. And it was such a tiny niche. Who would even think that would work? But it did. And I thought it was really important for you guys to see that. It's like the 4-minute mile, right? It never was done until Roger Bannister did it. And then other people did it. 18 in the next 12 months, right? So this is really amazing time to be in this industry, to be exploring in this industry, to launch in this industry, to be an investigative reporter in this industry, and to gain the capabilities to make it real. And that's why we've obsessed with mastermind.com. Now, again, we are going night and day to make these subtle little shifts and improvements. So those of you that are in the elite program, those of you that are founders that are in mastermind.com, I cannot wait. Within 2 weeks, I know I said 2 weeks about 10 days ago, but within 2 weeks, so many incredible bonuses, upgrades, tweaks, adjustments to make it even better are coming. Remember, sales are happening every single week, thousands of them. And you got to decide that, are you going to just set it and forget it? Or are you going to actively push people, right? That's the difference of making this work even on a greater level. But I want to let you know, if you're an elite or you're one of our founders that are a part of the program, we're going to do something so special for you. You're going to lose your mind because you had faith in us. And we had some adjustments, and we want to make it where you go, wow, Tony and Dean, Russell, they over-delivered. And that's what we're going to do. But I want to announce it all at once. I want to announce all the upgrades, all the changes. I'm going to blow your mind and what we're doing for you guys. And remember, I know so many of you hit us up. If you want to be reminded, we're not taking on new people until we relaunch with these adjustments, right? And then you can join the founders. If you want to be on the list, that's it. We'll just put you on a list and let you know when we open up. Then you go to mastermindalert.com. mastermindalert.com. Go to that simple little page and just put your name and info in there, and we'll send you out a message when we're back up and running. Guys, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for spending time with us today. Remember, don't dabble. Both feet in. Remember, no one's coming to save us. We take control. And it's so freeing when we decide it's on us. I appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you soon.
They say you're only young ones, but we live for it, we die for it, we live for forever. They say you're only young ones, but we live for it, we live for it, we live for you at the hideout, where we can dream again. I'll tell you all my secrets. We're encouraged like a second skin. The kids are all dying. We're dying to believe again.